Hey ladies and jellyfish, worms of all sizes, welcome back to A.S.K's videos. Today I'm finally reviewing the new SpongeBob Halloween special, Legends of Boo-Kini. Let me just say that the reason this video came out so late is because of some schedule changes, which you can read for yourself on my website. The link is in all the new descriptions. Now, the episode. Let me start off with the stop motion animation. Let me just say that I've seen all the behind the scenes of this episode, and this stop motion is really hard. They say 24 frames equals 1 standard second of stop motion animation. Therefore, if the episode was exactly 22 minutes, then 22 minutes times 60 seconds equals 1,320 seconds of animation. Times 24 frames equals 31,680 frames. That means they took 30,000 shots to make this work, depending on the scene, if it's just talking or if there's a lot going on or not. The puppets look great. I especially love SpongeBob and Patrick's designs. SpongeBob is spongy like an actual sponge and is really cute. And like a real starfish, Patrick is very rough and coarse, but his face with the costume is just adorable. Mr. Krabs looks pretty decent in the money costume, and Sandy looks pretty cool too. Plankton looks adorable, and the shades are amazing. Although I don't quite understand why his pupil, or whatever protists have, is the same fabric as his body. Even Squidward, who is made out of clay, looks pretty good, and the texture of the clay complements his baldness. And oh man, does the Flying Dutchman look good. It looks like it took 1 year to make the Flying Dutchman in the first place. The backgrounds and everything going on is also amazing, because it's so crazy and different throughout. A big kudos to all the stop motion animators. Now, the first thing you see, the theme song. Oh boy, they use the same one from Truth or Square, and it makes them look lazy. I know after that whole speech about stop motion, you'd think I'd let them off the hook, but they literally reused the theme song from that. No differently decorated pineapple, no Halloween music like in It's a SpongeBob Christmas, literally the same, except the demonic puppet from hell, as Mr. Enter put it, isn't there. And no CeeLo Green to sing one of the world's most well-known theme songs like a pop single. Speaking of songs, let's get into the songs. The one song they show is okay, but I don't really care too much about it. There aren't any fun, memorable songs in this, which is okay, but come on, this is SpongeBob. I can think of a lot of songs from specials. The Christmas songs from both specials, the Road song, the Never Give Up song, Gary Come Home, the songs in Truth or Square, the atrocious but still songs from Atlantis, the Squidly song from Dungeons and Dragons, the song in Pests of the West, and some others. What I mean is it's okay to not have a song, but when you don't, it's not memorable. Like you, the viewer, think of a SpongeBob special right now. Was it Ghoul Fools? Whatever happened to SpongeBob? Probably not, but I'll tell you, I think of Hello Bikini Bottom, Truth or Square, Atlantis, or Christmas 2, because no matter how bad, they are still memorable. And part of that is the songs in them, no matter how atrocious and anger-fueling they are. Let's talk about the comedy in the episode. Patrick is hilariously designed right off the bat. There are some other jokes, like Plankton saying that he's been in SpongeBob's brain before, which is a funny reference to Inside Job in the Season 1 classic, Plankton. And also when Plankton said, "You're eating people! Krabby Patties are people!" I laughed really hard, because in real life, crabby meat is chum and crab meat, which means blood, salmon, and crab meat. Other jokes, like Squidward giving away onions, brought out his character, or SpongeBob laughing at the Flying Dutchman and going, "I love this guy!" I love the horrors of the chum bucket and Karen's costume, and the stuff on her screen was also pretty funny. I loved how Plankton cranked up this show about crabs and squid and sponge grind the Bikini Bottomites and the Krabby Patties. Well, I wish. I also love the plot point that SpongeBob thinks scary equals funny. It goes along nicely with the flow of the episode, adds some runtime, and it's a better climax when he realizes his mistake. And that's for the jokes. Definitely a lot of them. I like that they include this comedy. It really adds to the episode, like sprinkles on a cupcake. They finally got the characters, you guys. After 12 seasons, it's about time. SpongeBob is cheery and thinks Halloween is a cute time of year. Patrick is the adorable idiot we all love. Squidward is a grump, and they give him some lines in this. Sandy is in character and has a subplot that comes in handy later in the climax. The Flying Dutchman is enjoying, is evil, and notices that one poor kid who wasn't screaming on Halloween. And his hilarious lines like, "Ah, this Halloween's the worst," or "Not to worry, you're in bad hands," are pretty funny. Although it's weird that he doesn't know who SpongeBob is, but knows who all his friends are, plus Plankton. What now? Now, as always, the negatives. Well, not many. I didn't like how they, by cartoon logic, made Plankton split himself into two to get out of the cell, but the other characters can't. I also didn't like how they didn't give the characters time, and this is minor because it kinda has to go with the episode. Anyway, what I mean is that the characters like Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and especially Gary only get a few lines and only are there to be SpongeBob's friends in peril in the climax. The third negative, which I have already stated, is that they make it very inconsistent that the Flying Dutchman doesn't know who's SpongeBob, but knows his friends, kind of like Larry in Pets or Pests. Other things I don't particularly like are, once again, putting Gary in this. He gets no lines, barely screen time, and doesn't even get shown to go in his body again. Just shoehorned to be SpongeBob's friend. Any more negatives? Nope, that's about it. This episode is that good. The final thing I want to hit on is the animated scene when the Flying Dutchman goes into SpongeBob's brain. The animation is different and colorful, and I just adore this. For those trying to listen to what I say to call me a hypocrite for Truth or Square or Atlantis' different animation scenes, I'm about to disappoint you. This different animation looks good, for one. It's colorful and HD, unlike the ugly gray advertisements or songs in Truth or Square or Atlantis. It makes sense in context because it's supposed to be a happy, crazy, colorful wonderland in SpongeBob's brain, which can be backed up by the stuff like the transformations in Inside Job or the looking scenes in Plankton's Good Eye. It adds to the plot and defeats the Flying Dutchman in a quite clever and ironic way. The Flying Dutchman wants to scare everyone so they won't be happy, but gets defeated by the power of happiness. It's also pretty funny for him to lose like this. Well, that was good. I give it a 9.5 out of 10, just because of some negatives I stated. About time they made an actual Halloween special with great stop motion. Halloween is my personal favorite time of year. Nice weather, cool costumes, stuffing your face with candy for 3 months. Oh yeah, I miss my childhood. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy Halloween! Peace.